You're good to go.
Perfect. Thank you. Do I got to record on my end?
I recorded it. It's going.
Okay. Perfect. All right, guys. This is Pat O'Malley with NCSA Baseball over at Next College Student Athlete, recruiting coach over at NCSA. Want to make sure we run through the RMS today. Make sure you guys have this recording for future reference. As you can see here, we have a sample profile up. Jake Keyser, safe to say he's done a really good job with his views, follows, opens, and searches. Prime example for what student athletes are doing to get in touch with college coaches to find that best fit. So what we're going to do first, we'll talk briefly about the dashboard. Like I mentioned, 158 on the views, 59 follows, 697 opens, 2,246 coaches looking for players like Jake. Pretty powerful stuff. He's done a great job using the power of the platform to get in touch with college coaches. How he's done that, for starters here, we go over to edit profile. And what all starts the matching process is going to be preferences, guys. So what the preferences is going to be is just the basic things that check off the boxes for that student athlete when he wants to get connected with the right colleges. So what goes into this? You scroll down here, locational settings for starters. You know, a lot of kids I talk to, they want to either stay in their home state or go play in a warm weather state. We give them the justice. We never let college coaches or stop college coaches from reaching out to these kids, but we want to make sure they have their options for their match percentages. Also, to play the Division I level all the way down to JUCO, you can set them here. Also, as we keep moving along here, more importantly, we'll have academic selectivity. So if they're a 3.5 and above or a 2.5 and below, whatever it may be, we want to match them up with fits that make sense with their academic standards. Obviously, we got minimum and maximum enrollment as well. Who's on campus, small school, big school feel, things that checks off the boxes for them. And then also college setting and college type, urban, suburban, rural, and the college ties, military, Christian, HBCU, woman only, obviously not, and men only. Lastly, to complete the match percentages, we got the match analysis based on major. If student athlete doesn't know what they want to do, they can leave this box blank. When they figure it out, they can come back here and check it. If they do know what they want to do, which most of them do, they'll go in there, check their major and minor, and we'll start the match process from 1,790 schools. Once our preferences are set, we're going to go up to My Colleges up top in the white. And that's where you'll see all the coach activity. So if you're a student athlete or a travel ball coach or, a college coach in here, you'll notice the views from you guys, the searches when you're looking for players like Jake in this instance here, follows, email opens. Like I mentioned earlier, Jake's done a great job connecting with college coaches, as you'll see here. Also, this allows the student athlete to favorite his top programs. Most of the time they come in right away. They go 25 to 30 schools. That will change over time. So you'll see his populate here as well. All right. Hopefully it loads up here, guys. There we go. So it looks like he's at a variety of different schools here. Division I being the forefront of his top matches. College coaches do not see these. We make sure to give the kids that freedom to be able to reach out to those schools if the match percentage makes sense, which most of these do. Speaking of those top matches in the match analysis. So we took Jake's number from 1,700 plus college programs to 577. As you'll see, there'll be a wide variety of schools, what he's looking for, what fits him best. What goes into the match percentage is going to be his preferences, our athletic evaluation, and then his grades and test scores. So we want to make sure not only that he's a good fit on the diamond, but also academically looking more big picture down the road. Let's go back to NCSA University real quick, show a couple tools here that the student athletes use to get educated on the process. So you'll see a variety of different recruiting classes run by our recruiting coaches. that we'll touch on, and hopefully things that get their family more prepared, because a lot of them are going through this for the first time. So we want to make sure they're good to go, ready to see success in this process. And lastly here, we'll go to find colleges up top in the white. This is one of my favorite tools, one of the best things we do over at NCSA. We give them a search map. We want to make sure they start in their home state and surrounding states, dominating their backyard per se, and then they can work their way out. So you can definitely select a state, scroll down to division level, academic selectivity, enrollment, all the things we touched on in the preferences. This lets them go, mix it up, see what's out there compared to what they already have in their preferences. I love this tool. I recommend it for all my student athletes and their families. More on the coach connection side, roster openings, which have been super big, not only in 2020, but even the start of 2021, as you'll see on the screen. We got colleges reaching out. They're liking position players and liking pitchers like Jake. These will keep coming in from time to time. As you can see, we have some that came in as of yesterday. So this is something that they take advantage of well, matching up with schools that not only are a good fit, but we know they're looking for college players like Jake and everybody else. Diving deeper into the match analysis, I'm going to go and jump back here over to find colleges. Then we'll scroll down. We'll pick a random state. Let's go with Kentucky. We'll scroll down. We'll just keep it pretty broad for now for the sake of the example. All right, so you'll notice every school in Kentucky comes up on the screen, guys. So what we'll do to dive deeper into this, we'll go ahead and click on Louisville. So what will come up for the student athlete will be his My Progress tiles. So as you can see here, Jake's done a really good job getting in here, mixing it up with Louisville, making sure he's doing everything he can to get recruited. So you can research the school, complete the college coach questionnaires, follow that college coach or program on Twitter, email, video eval, getting them on the phone, setting up that visit, and ultimately committing to that school, guys. So when it comes to the match percentage, we'll go over that more in depth right now. So you'll see the athletic comparison. You'll see Jake is an 81% match. He's right below the athletic comparison. Academic comparison, he's in par there. SAT, ACT, which is a lot different this year with 2021s. You'll see his information there as well. And then his preferences, which is making this a green, green, green. Kentucky, D1 programs, and that size of that school. So it's pretty complex, but when you break it down, it's very simple. We want to make sure in recruiting that we take away the scary part, which would be going through 1,700 plus schools. We want to make sure we at least cut it in half off the jump, and then we start limiting it and narrowing it down as we go on here. Lastly, when it comes to the message center, the final product here, per se. All right, so once you go through all the My Progress steps, it's going to take you to your message center where you can start reaching out to these programs. Obviously, we advise our kids to go through with top match fits, so we're not wasting their time or any college coaches' times. So definitely look through here. You'll see a lot of messages that Jake sent out with him being super proactive. Guys, that's pretty much what I had on the RMS for today. If you have questions, always reach out to us on Twitter, reach out to us through our website, reach out to me if you have to. We're all a family over at NCSA. We all want to help you guys. So I appreciate the time. Hope you learned a lot about the NCSA RMS.